Today, I'm going to be showing you the top 15 tools you need for 3D printing. These tools are going to completely transform your 3D printing experience, and you're going to be so thankful that you know them. These are the tools that I wish I knew before spending years learning the hard way of which ones I needed. All right, so let's get started. Number 15 on the list is wood filler. This is absolutely essential for filling gaps or seams in your 3D models that you plan on finishing or painting. I find that wood filler works a lot better than Bondo because Bondo gives off a lot of fumes that you're not going to want on the inside of your home. Wood filler is extremely easy to use. All you kind of do is take out a small little hunk of the jar and kind of just smash it in the seam, let it dry, and lightly sand it. Now I gotta say it does have its limits. If you have a super large gap, it's probably just going to dry and fall out. But for some of those smaller surfaces and cracks, it works absolutely perfect and can be a lifesaver. Number 14 on the list is sandpaper. We use this to sand and smooth down those surfaces like we just talked about with the wood filler. You could also be sanding primer or knocking down just any rough spot on your 3D model. What I like to do is just buy a multi-pack of anywhere between 320 grit and all the way up to 600, because what you first want to do is break down the larger spot with a lower grit like 320 and work your way up to 600. This really helps with getting that finished look and having a smooth surface for you to paint and finish on your 3D models. Number 13 on the list is acrylic paint. Now, I'll be honest, I never thought I'd be that guy painting things and having that like artistic side to himself, but I gotta say, looking back now, I find painting these 3D models extremely relaxing and almost like euphoric. And you can just get basic acrylic paint. I would advise getting a variety pack of the small little containers and some brushes and just go at it. Number 12 on the list is a high quality spray bottle. And you might be asking yourself, why a spray bottle, right? And I gotta say, you need a specific spray bottle, an HDPE spray bottle, because we're gonna be putting a solvent in this spray bottle. And if you get just any cheap spray bottle, the solvent is gonna wreck those seals in the spray bottle. And that brings us to number 11 on our list, which is isopropyl alcohol, and that's what we're gonna be putting inside the spray bottle. And what we're gonna be doing with this is spraying down your build plate in between each of your 3D prints. A lot of people don't know this, but oils from your hands and such get on that build plate, and it makes it so the plastic doesn't stick to that build plate as good. So just use that isopropyl alcohol in between each 3D model printing and spray and wipe it down. I know that some people like to just scrub it in their sink with soapy water, but the spray bottle method is so much easier. Number 10 on the list is Superglue. This one's pretty basic, but I find myself grabbing Superglue all the time. So a lot of times what happens, especially if you have children, they'll drop a 3D print and a section of it will break off. Well, guess what? Superglue is going to come to save you. It works great for gluing parts of the 3D models back together, or just if you're gluing them in general. Now, I will say they have specific glues now for individual filament types like PETG, but Superglue works for like 90% of what you're needing to be doing, and it dries super fast. I prefer the gel Superglue, but that's just me. And by the way, guys, I'm going to be putting links to all these products down in the description if you're interested in buying. And yes, they're affiliate links and I earn a small commission. Number 9 on the list is a small flathead screwdriver. And I know this sounds kind of stupid. Don't leave yet. I find myself reaching for a small flathead screwdriver all the time. What I use it to do a lot of times is pry away at stubborn supports or prying in areas where you need a little leverage to like remove a nozzle. It's a must-have tool for the tool chest. Number 8 on the list is backup nozzles. And you might be asking yourself, why do I need backup nozzles? What happens here is you're going to be super deep into a 3D printing project that you're super passionate about, and you're going to have a problem with your nozzle on your 3D printer, and you're going to mess with it for hours, whereas if you had a backup nozzle, you could just toss it in there and just be off to the races. But chances are you're going to learn this mistake by spending hours fiddling with the 3D printer and just trying to fix that nozzle. Then you're going to figure out to have a new one shipped to your door is going to take a couple days or even up to a week, and you could have stopped it by just having a backup nozzle on reserve. Number 7 on the list is measuring caliper. Now, if you're just printing articulated dragons or little statues or easy stuff, chances are you're probably not going to need a measuring caliper. But the day is going to come when you're going to need to design something that fits in a specific area and you're gonna need a measuring caliper. Digital calipers allow you to measure internal and external diameters down to the fraction of a millimeter. So this allows you to get into your software like your Slicer or your Fusion 360 or your CAD of choice, and you can build models to actual measurements. Number 6 on the list is a butane torch, and I use a torch for multiple purposes here. First of all, it really helps clean up a lot of that stringing that you get on a lot of 3D prints. I also find that it helps bring a lot of the life back into prints that have like artwork on it, like logos and such. And if you have those white stress marks from peeling away supports or bending the material, a quick hit of heat is going to completely fix that. This is a must-have tool. Number 5 on our list is a Dremel. Now they have all types of Dremels. You can get super fancy ones that are cordless and they're like $100, or you can get simple plug-in ones that are like $14. I tend to use the cheap ones because a Dremel is a Dremel at the end of the day, kind of, but pick your poison. You can use a cutoff wheel to cut certain sections of the 3D model. You can use the smoothing blades. What I've really gotten into lately is actually 3D printing little tips that go on the end of your Dremel. And you can actually use the same plastic to friction weld and clean up your models. And the bond is so strong, it's gonna blow your mind. A lot of people are unaware of this. Number 4 on the list is a deburring tool. Honestly, I didn't even know what this was until I got into this hobby. So you can use a knife to clean up spots on your 3D model, but after you use a deburring tool, you're never gonna go back. They're a lot more efficient as far as deburring spots of that model. What happens is the blade like swivels and follows the contour of the model, and it just peels away using the specific blade of those angles. Number 3 on the list is a filament dryer. And I gotta be honest with you guys, I learned this lesson the hard way. I had a lot of failed prints and stringing problems, and I thought it was the 3D printer. Come to find out, my filament is full of moisture because I'm not keeping it in a moisture-free environment. And this gets kind of annoying because you have to throw the filament in the filament dryer hours before actually using it in the 3D printer. So it adds a lot of time and patience to your experience. But if you have rolls of filament laying out like you see around here, you're gonna have to use a filament dryer because specific plastics and materials absorb moisture and it makes them print not good. We're talking stringing, bad layer adhesion, etc., etc. Number 2 on the list is a palette knife. This is my personal favorite on this entire list. And I know a lot of us 3D print scrapers out of like PETG, and some of our 3D printers come with scrapers, but this palette knife, or like I'd call it like a spatula palette knife, it helps remove 3D models from the build plate like no other tool I've ever used. This is a game changer. And yes, it's metal, and it can be a little scary because metal on metal with the build plate, you feel like you might wreck it. But once you learn how to like smoothly use it and you kind of like break away the vacuum seal that the plastic has on the build plate, there's nothing like this tool as far as removing models from the build plate. I could sit here and explain it, but you're not gonna understand until you try it, honestly. All right, guys, finally, number 1 on our list. You're probably gonna completely hate me for this because there's been a ton of buildup, but actually, it is a 3D printing toolkit, which includes almost all of what I talked about in this entire list. So instead of going and finding the 14 things I talked about, you could just jump on Amazon and buy the entire toolkit. Again, I'll throw a link in the description. We're talking the measuring caliper, the deburring tool, the screwdrivers, the blade sets, the cutting, like almost everything you could think of. So there you have it, guys, the top 15 tools you need for 3D printing. You don't have to spend a fortune to have your 3D models turn out at like a professional level. Let me know in the comments if I've missed anything or if you have a tool that you absolutely love as well. Again, all the links will be in the description. Don't forget to subscribe. And guys, before you go, YouTube thinks you're gonna love this next video. It's one of my best videos to date. Guys, the video, it's right here. Check it out. Click the video.